How much should I charge? This question is very important. On bid-centered freelancing websites such as Upwork, pricing can be a headache. There are a number of pricing methods you could use. Before I get into those though, I would like to tell you the story of two assistants. Both assistants make roughly $3,000 to $5,000 per month. Both assistants have equal skills and capabilities. Both assistants have a similar portfolio and quality of work. Yet there is one massive difference between these two assistants. One assistant is working 60 plus hours per week while juggling a ton of clients. The second assistant is working 20 to 25 hours per week while handling just a few clients. Both assistants are similar, but one works significantly more than the other. How does this happen? The difference is in the pricing. I know this because those two assistants are both me. The first assistant was me at the start of my freelance career. I was handling my pricing in all the wrong ways and working around the clock on many different clients to make a good living. The second assistant is me today. I have implemented new pricing strategies into my freelancing career and my life changed as a result of it. I was the same person with the same skills and quality of work, yet I cut the amount of hours I worked by a third. With pricing, it's not just about the money, it's about quality of life. How most freelancers start out pricing. They bid low to start. This basically means that you will bid low, usually around $5, in order to be more appealing to clients. While this is a pain for more experienced freelancers, this can be the foot in the door tactic for newbies. I started out my pricing like most freelancers. I charged a low hourly rate for the time that I worked. A client would come to me and I would either estimate the number of hours that a project would take, or I would utilize the time tracking software inside Odesk. This would literally track my computer activity as I worked on the project. I would then provide them with a low and competitive bid that was within their budget. When getting started, this isn't a bad way for freelancers to price themselves. You are compensated for the time that you work. If the client's scope creeps up or the project takes longer than anticipated, then you are compensated for that additional time. But ultimately, this method of billing is limiting. On one hand, there's access to more jobs and it is much easier to get a job because of your competitive pricing. On the other hand, the cheaper clients are the most difficult to work with and you're basically working for free. The other method is to bid the actual value of your work from the get-go. This is the tactic where caution is thrown to the wind and price your work for what it is actually worth. With proof of previous experience and a portfolio, this method is possible even if you have no reviews. After my first 6 months of bidding low, I was drained and felt exactly as I did while working an office job, overworked and underpaid. I was so focused on fitting into the potential client's budget that I didn't realize that I was robbing myself. I decided to make a change. I started looking around and noticed that there were new freelancers charging 2-3 times what I did and they were able to get jobs. So I doubled my rate and began to search. I noticed things after I did this. 1. Clients take you more seriously. 2. The type of clients at this pay scale have higher budgets. 3. Clients are willing to pay whatever rate you offer them as long as your work is done and done well. I spent 6 months worrying about whether or not clients would think that my work was overpriced, not even noticing that there was a huge pool of clients that would think that my work is underpriced and not take me seriously. Like the previous pricing method, however, this too has some pros and cons. Pros. 1. You get to earn more in less time. 2. You get the full cost of your work, even if you finish it in just 2 hours. 3. The quality of the clients you work with is impeccable. They usually have friends. The only con with this method, and it is a very big con, is that jobs may be harder to come by. So how do I know which method to begin with? Well, that depends on your answers to the following. Are you strapped for cash? Are you willing to work without qualms for subpar pay? Don't have a portfolio or previous experience? If you answered yes to these questions, then bidding low may be the best option for you to start with. It is important to note, however, that there are exceptions to every rule. I have coached a couple of freelancers who were able to land high-paying jobs simply by having a killer proposal. Whatever method you choose, always provide quality service. This is how you receive quality reviews and build your rep. So how do I get paid? Upwork offers a plethora of options for freelancers to receive payment. Depending on where you're located, some options may be more convenient than others. ACH Direct Deposit. ACH stands for Automated Clearinghouse, a network for electronic financial transactions that allows for transfers to any U.S. bank account. Many banks refer to incoming ACH transfers as direct deposits. Transfers are free, usually completed within 1 to 3 business days, only available to bank accounts within the U.S. Local Funds Transfer. Local Funds Transfer, LFT, can be the fastest and least expensive payment method for many. Setup is typically simple, and there are no intermediary bank or third-party vendors to restrict your account, delay payment, or add fees. Transfers cost 99 cents to $4.99 per transfer plus incoming fees at some banks. They are limited to $2,000 to $5,000 and are usually completed within 2 to 5 business days. U.S. dollar wire transfer. Wire transfers are a well-established way to make bank-to-bank funds transfers across international borders. They are available to all freelancers with a valid bank account outside the U.S. using the SWIFT system. Transfers cost $30 per transfer plus incoming fees at some banks for U.S. citizens, and are usually completed within 2 to 5 business days. PayPal. PayPal's features and fees vary depending on your location, and many countries don't allow transfers from PayPal to a bank account. In countries where transfers are not allowed, you may still be able to open a PayPal account and use your earnings to pay online merchants or to transfer money to other people's PayPal accounts. Transfers cost $1 per transfer plus vendor account and currency exchange fees. Are completed immediately 24 hours. Accrue additional fees for accounts that are outside of the U.S. Payoneer. Payoneer allows you to transfer your earnings directly onto a prepaid MasterCard. Freelancers almost anywhere worldwide can register for a Payoneer debit MasterCard, and you can use one anywhere MasterCard is accepted, including stores and ATMs. However, Payoneer may place loading and spending limits on your card. Transfers are usually completed within 2 to 3 days. Cost $2 per transfer plus vendor account fees. Payoneer also sets minimum and maximum transfer amounts by country. Skrill. Skrill is a third-party payment vendor. You should contact Skrill to determine whether it is appropriate for you and to confirm that you comply with its requirements. Skrill may audit your personal information after you start using your account and lock you out of it if they find a discrepancy. Refer to Skrill with any questions. Transfers cost $1 per transfer plus vendor account and currency exchange fees, and are completed between immediately and 24 hours. Please note that depending on your payment method, eligibility and fees vary by country. Consider comparing costs and access options in your country before selecting a method. Spotting scams. What jobs I don't bother to apply to. Like every other popular money-making platform, Upwork has scammers abound. Freelancers face many risks when trying to secure employment. Clients who don't pay and spam listings advertising survey sites are just 2 examples. Of course, Upwork has measures in place to prevent these things. However, nobody is perfect and scams get more sophisticated every day. You have to use your best judgment. Here are some things to look for when applying for jobs. 1. You should always ensure that your payment is secure when dealing with new clients, either by requesting that clients fund escrow for fixed price jobs, or, if it's an hourly job offer, then turn the time tracker on and then start working. This takes periodic shots of your screen as proof that work was done and during the hours that you were billing the client for. When you have a history with a trusted client, you do not necessarily need to continue using the time tracker. 2. Ensure the client is payment verified. This means that the clients have added a valid form of payment to their account in order for them to be billed. If a client has not been payment verified and you are working a fixed price job, ensure that escrow is funded. If it is an hourly job, you are likely putting yourself at risk. 3. Client has at least one previous job that has been paid for. If a prospective client has not spent any money, for example, hired and paid someone on Upwork, it's an indicator to me that they are not worth my time. Now I realize that you have to get started somewhere. However, I'd argue that a wise contractor will let new Upwork clients get acquainted with other contractors. There are just too many unknowns when working with a company who has no experience hiring online workers. 4. Client has reviews. Sometimes no feedback is scarier than bad feedback. If you work in the virtual world, you already know that a positive feedback score is important to both clients and contractors. However, many newbies fail to consider this important axiom. Ask yourself this question: why does this person not have any Upwork feedback? Without extensive conversations, it will be difficult to know for sure. By the time you've gone through the vetting process, you may have already spent too much time on a lost cause. This is why I never take on a client who has zero or even limited feedback.
Let's dissect this potential scam listing. The client requires a writer for a supposed long-term contract. The details seem legit, but here are the things that stand out to me. 1. Notice that the client's payment method is unverified. They have never hired anyone before, and this is literally their first job posted on Upwork. They joined the site the same day this post went up. 2. While it is not uncommon for clients to ask for samples of your work, if they want you to write, design, or record something specific, they need to pay for it. Here's why. This client says they'll require that potential candidates complete a 300 to 500 word article as a test. There is nothing stated about compensation, so I'm assuming they expect it to be done for free. Also, notice how the client states that they want to hire 4 freelancers for this job. While that is also not uncommon, it raises my eyebrows. This client will be getting at least 4 free 300 to 500 word articles. This is called the free work scam. You're tricked into providing free samples or free examples that are specific. So specific, in fact, that you don't realize that you actually completed the full job for free. You'll see this often with clients asking you to click on links to some other website, complete surveys, etc. If you spot a job that you suspect is a scam, look out for your fellow freelancers. Report it using the flag as inappropriate link at the top right-hand corner of your screen.
Top Rated Freelancer Badge: How to Earn and Benefits. The Top Rated Freelancer program recognizes the highest performing freelancers working on the Upwork website. It's a program that helps clients find the best freelancers in terms of top performance. These high-performing freelancers have a top-rated badge on their profile. The program also seeks to recognize the efforts put by freelancers as they aim to produce consistent, high-quality results that impact clients positively. A top-rated freelancer, as the site describes them, is one that has an impressive reputation, has a history of successful tasks, and makes the site a safe and vibrant working platform. This program is a huge morale booster, and when you get this badge, you want to most definitely keep it. Top rated requirements. The requirements in summary are: 1. Earnings of at least $1,000 in the last 1 year. 2. A complete profile, 100% complete. To get the top rated badge on your profile, you need to have a complete profile with all the details fully filled in and updated. A complete profile attracts more clients than an incomplete one. If your profile is at 40% and another freelancer's profile is at 100%, which one is more attractive? A complete profile consists of the following key things: a clear, close-crop photo of yourself. A title. Talk about your key skills. For example, Java developer with over 3 years experience. Well-read, articulate writer. Transcription specialist. A sample of your work. As an example, your portfolio. Your overview section should be an opportunity to highlight your key skills and strengths, and why you're a good fit for your potential client. Ensure there are no spelling or grammatical errors. Skill tests taken. It's advisable to take at least 3 English tests to prove to your clients that you are fluent in the English language. You can do other tests as well, depending on which industry you are in. Aim to be at the top 30%, and definitely not less than above average. If you get a fail result, it's advisable to hide it. At least 30 days work history, not necessary for freelancers from Elance. Updated availability status. The availability of the freelancer also matters because Upwork needs to have ready workers when clients need their work done. A job success rating of at least 90%. You get this rating when clients are satisfied with your work and they leave you a great feedback or rating, preferably 5 out of 5. If you have too many jobs in progress, it is not advisable to end the contracts all at once, as this may affect your job success rating. 0 recent account holds. No account interference due to customer dissatisfaction and ignoring rules. That means there have been no account interference due to customer dissatisfaction or due to your ignoring Upwork rules. One such rule is that a client should always pay you via the Upwork platform. If a client asks to pay you outside the platform, that is a violation of Upwork policy. Other policy violations are having multiple accounts and if Upwork is uncertain of your identity. Freelancer best practices. Quality of work. Aim to have and keep a good reputation. How do you build a good reputation? Always do great work and don't overpromise and then end up disappointing your clients. Aim to satisfy your clients and then some. That way, you'll always get a 5 out of 5 rating, and even if not always, not less than 4.8. Sometimes clients forget to leave a review, and you'll need to send them an email reminding them to end the contract unless they are planning to send you more work. Potential clients always check your profile to see the kind of feedback that previous clients have written. Ensure you meet deadlines so as to gain trust from the client. When you gain the client's trust, this can lead to more projects, referrals, and repeat clients. Communication. Communication is key for every freelancer, and more so if you want to qualify for the top-rated program. Before you begin the project, make sure you have all the information you need so that the project can go on smoothly. Update the client regularly on the progress of the project. Be honest and realistic enough to promise what you can deliver. If you suspect a delay might occur, inform them in advance. Benefits of the Upwork Top-Rated Freelancer Program. According to Upwork, qualifiers in this program will stand out above all the other freelancers in these ways. Higher priority whenever email, chat, or phone support is required. No delays or queuing. Individual tips to better one's profile. In-house recruiting strategy that links members to exclusive jobs when they become available. A dominant, standing out profile with a top-rated badge that is advantaged than standard profiles. These are all great benefits.